All right, folks, in this video, going to install this relatively cheap guitar hanger set. Get two of these, about $8, I believe, from Amazon, and I'm going to put them on this wall here. Hopefully that door will never swing open and hit it. So we did another cheap set with that. I've got this guitar here, which I just took the pickups out of. This crappy Harley Benton guitar, and then another Jackson Rhodes, and I still have that Ibanez back there. So that said, hopefully this time, folks, I will actually get this in the picture. Now, one thing we forgot is some way to mark the wall. So when we're using our stud finder, we want to know when it starts sensing the stud and when it stops sensing it, right? And hopefully put the hole right in the middle. Now, if I really cared, I'd figure out the exact height I want to stick this in. I want to stick it up there as high as I can, to be honest with you. And oh yeah, where is our screwdriver at? Or not our screwdriver, our drill. We need a drill, folks. Hang on a second. All right, so we going to use a drill bit that is smaller than our screw, right? I just use one that's too big. That ain't going to do you any good. All right, so we have that. We have the stud finder. We have a pin. And we're ready to go. Now, for those of you at home, you would figure out how high you want to make these and make them consistently the same height. So let's go ahead and use our stud finder. Actually, I'm going to use my left hand because I'm right-handed. All right, so that appears to be all right. So right there. So we're going to go up. I'll do this again above it because I want to have this up high. I'm relatively tall. All right, so somewhere in here, I think we screwed up our first mark. Yeah. All right, so what I didn't want to do was mark the wall all over the place, right? So we're gonna drill a hole in here. So I always like to check to see if there is an electrical outlet anywhere, and there isn't. So you notice it goes through the drywall relatively easy. And what we're going to do is I'm going to switch bits. Now, I do have another drill. I should have put the Phillips on one. So we're going to put this in the wall and then mark the hole for the second one. And this actually has the manufacturer's name on it. Now you could probably make this at home, folks. To be honest with you. All right, that freaking thing's in there. I have no doubt. All right, so now the question is if we're going to actually I'm going to rotate that. So we got a little mark here. And then we just drilled into the wood, right? But now, of course, we have no clue if we're even lined up. So that wasn't necessarily very smart. But we can make this work by moving it around and finding the hole. To be honest with you, yeah, there it is. Boom. And that freaking thing is in there, folks. Now, as long as this other part doesn't fail, I would say, odds are this thing's not falling off the wall. All right. So I actually had like 4 freaking guitars in that chair behind me. Now I think you can't over tighten this, which feels like I might be doing. At least it's digging into the wood. All right, so now we can stick our guitar on there. I think it's going to be the Rhodes, which I'm actually going to, I got a EMG 8B afterburner I'm going to put in this. So this thing's going to be really freaking heavy for a cheap ass guitar. Even though this neck through it does have EMG, but it was made in India. So it is nothing spectacular. But yeah, there you go, folks. Now, we wanted to put one, eventually I want to put them all down this wall. And we obviously would want to use a level to find, oops, let me turn it on first. We would want to use a level so we can line these up. Supposedly 16 inches apart, right? Boom, boom. And we'd be able to put the second one in. So I got to find a level because I want these to be level. So I'm going to have a bunch of these on here. Now, folks, my biggest concern with these cheap hangers is honestly the screws not being long enough or this or that, right? So you've got to be careful about that. Now, 16 inches supposedly, and we'll just verify this. I want to make this level. So they're kind of in a line. And then, wow, I need my glasses. 16 right there. So even though I'm kind of eyeballing this, we're going to use the stud finder in a moment. And actually, I screwed that up because I wanted to mark at the bottom. Okay, there we go. Alright, so, yeah, I don't know why our line's way off now, but it is what it is. Okay, so the stud finder now is going to help us locate this thing. Turn it back on, and I don't know if I'm even, okay, you guys can even see what I'm doing over here. Oops, this is just like the last video where I completely screwed up half of it, but all right. So let's assume you can't even see the mark on the wall. All right, there's a mark right here. Guess that's why. All right, so we're going to once again figure out where the center of this thing is. Then we'll come in from this side. All right. So it wasn't exactly 16 inches. Now, of course, the 2x4 could have bowed a little in the wall. Who knows? Now, so you saw the way I did this the first time. Another method to do now that you've got it on the wall is to just mark it. Mark this one. And now, looks like my drill bit's a little jacked up. Wobbling. You want this thing to not be moving all over the place. Alright, so now we'll drill the holes in. Now it's nice to see little pieces of wood coming out as you put your as you drill the hole. Not a big fan of drywall anchors. Now, so just so you can see, when you put the screw in here, that's about how far it goes. Drywall's like, what, half? I guess there's different sizes. Half, 5/8, 3/4, somewhere in there. So you could end up with not getting as much into the 2x4 as you're hoping. All right, so this time what I'm going to do, and I'm just showing you different ways you could install these, some better than others. This way we know we're in our pre-drilled hole, and I have not. Okay, when that thing's fighting like that, you know you're in the 2x4, okay? And then you probably didn't drill the hole. You might not have drilled the hole deep enough. Now we're off at a slight angle there. Oops. I think that's one thing I'm known for, folks, is not always doing things perfect, unfortunately. All right, so did we put this second guitar too close to the first one, right? Because that's going to be a question. Is 16 inches enough distance? It all depends on the guitar. We might have to put two super strat bodies side by side. So I'm going to grab this because I don't think the other guitar will work. Okay, this is 7-string. Boom, there's room. Worked out fine. I didn't make contact. And so that's how those look. Now, I eventually, you know, might move the American flag. You never know. But right now, it is where it is. Actually, that used to be flat on the wall. And then this guy, we could put another one right there at some point. So yeah, there we go. Thanks for checking out my video. This is installing this, I don't even know how you say it, but SNIGJAT. It's Chinese. That's how you install those in a couple different ways to do it. Thanks for checking out my video. Please like, please subscribe.